Hello, everyone. News Channel 3, Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson here with a Facebook and YouTube live update on a Tuesday night. Got a couple of reasons why this is a good Tuesday night. One is that it's Tuesday, which means it's not Monday, if you're a Monday through Friday-er. And two, because we are on the other side of the storm potential that we had earlier today. And I would say, as we like to say, the storm's underperformed. I would say that it was a little sketchy, to be honest with you. And I sort of felt more like the mornings would be had a little more potential than the evenings, but really neither performed very well, which I'm all right with that. The potential was there, not only evidenced by the models, forecast models, and looking at several parameters in the atmosphere, but also I think sort of seconded, if you will, by the presence of the slight risk area from the Storm Prediction Center. That's a hard one to ignore. I got to tell you, to be honest with you, when you're on my side of the fence here, where you're trying to forecast things and trying to project, for example, whether we should have a weather alert day, that carries some weight. It definitely carries some weight that the team of storm experts, severe weather experts at the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma, have designated our area as a level 2 out of 5 slight risk. That carries weight in the decision tree, if you will. Chris, hello to you in Coopersville. Jennifer, hey, thanks for being here from Kalamazoo. Appreciate it very much. So you see what we have on the agenda, folks, starting to file into the room. I'll be quick with this, I promise. Storm's moving out. Colder air is moving in. If you haven't felt it, you haven't been outside in a little while, it's moving in right now. And by the way, the showers and storms that are just so tough hanging around right around the Michigan-Indiana line. I'm looking at you, White Pigeon and Constantine. I'm looking at you there, Sturgis, Coldwater, and over toward Edwardsburg. Looking at you in those spots there where we're talking about those thunderstorms hanging on, but they'll be pushing out here pretty soon. Joanne, hello to you. Weird color tonight in the sky. I haven't been out, and I don't have a window outside. Wouldn't you know it? Isn't that crazy? They made my office, or they made our office, the weather office. We're actually tucked away in what is like a glorified closet in the garage. April, good evening to you. Tarika, hello from Allegan. Thanks for checking in. Karen and Jamie, thanks from South Haven. I did have a great day. I hope you did too. Judy, hello to you in Bronson. Carla, tomorrow, full moon, pink moon tomorrow. Will we be able to see it? Yeah, I don't think so, but maybe. Jeanette in Coldwater, rain off and on this afternoon and the evening. Cynthia, hello to you in Battle Creek. Yellowish orange in the sky. Joanne, okay. Shannon, I hope you have a wonderful evening too. Return the Belt is in the house. That's always good news. All right, let's get to it. We have triple digits in the room. So I'm going to move on and we'll get this thing underway here. I'm going to squeeze myself back. So here's what's on the agenda for you. I got storms moving out. We'll show you the radar. Colder air moving in. We'll show you the temperatures. More storms Thursday? Yeah. And in fact, we're already again at a slight risk for severe weather for Thursday, that from the Storm Prediction Center. I'm going to outline that for you coming up. But in between, we have Wednesday, tomorrow, a bit of a rest day, if you will. I think I said, if you remember on Monday, I know I said on Monday, actually, even over the weekend, but on Monday, last night, that, enjoy the tranquility that we had on Monday, because our weather is going to be anything but tranquil here over the next few days. And that is the doggone truth. We've got some action going on all the way into early next week. And get this, there's a hint anyway of maybe even a little rain-snow mix coming up at the end of the 7-day period. Wild weather indeed for us, but it does keep me employed, so I can't complain too much. Deborah, hello to you. Thundering in Three Rivers. You still have those storms around. I'm going to show them to you on the radar coming up. Angela, hello to you in Sturgis as well. Patricia's in Hillsdale. You still have some of those storms. Good, found me. Thanks so much, Brenda. Thanks for being here in Bloomingdale. Hello, Van Buren County. Doris, hello to you. And Pam in White Pigeon. You got those thunderstorms overhead right now, right? Mike, I don't know if you were chasing down in northern Indiana, you probably, saw some interesting things anyway, but not closer to Michigan, that's for sure. Hope you're doing well, by the way, Mike. Always good to see you. And Mike in Lawton. Hello. Lily, hello. Pouring this evening. Yeah, heavy rain out there. Leslie, hello. No more storms, please. Tanya in Battle Creek. Ashley in Sturgis and Richard in Pennsylvania. Got a severe thunderstorm warning right now. You're getting some of those storms. All right, let's move on. Let's see what we got. I got to fix this on my iPad here where I can do this. Hold on. There we go. All right, first off, bus stop forecast for your Wednesday. Now, you're going to think I have a typo here. You'll see what I mean in a minute. You're going to think I made a mistake because I often do, but not in this case. We're going to be going off to school. It's going to be cloudy, damp, and chilly. The high for tomorrow, it's going to be one of those anomalies. The high for tomorrow is actually going to be at about midnight or 1 in the morning because our temps are already in the process of dropping, and that's going to continue. So by daybreak tomorrow, or we'll say 7, 8 o'clock in the morning bus stop time, or morning commute time, it's going to be damp and chilly. Damp meaning I think there could be a few sprinkles. I think the pavement's going to be wet. We're looking at temperatures that are going to be right around 40 degrees. Three Rivers in the house. Joanne can't say that S word anymore. Yeah, you know what? I don't think you missed that much, to be honest with you, Mike. I saw there's some wind damage there in northern Indiana, and some hail, but that's about it. Kathy, hello to you in Sturgis. Robert in Urbandale. Hello, BC and the environs there. I don't know, Brenda. There's probably some toggle switch that you can do to see the comments. Sheridan, hello to you in Battle Creek as well. Ron is in White Pigeon where you still have some of those thunderstorms. Sally, thank you so much. I so enjoy working with Colin. So I appreciate it very much. A lot of fun. And like when I work with Will, we don't get a lot of work done because we talk all the time. Bangor in the house. Melinda, thanks so much. 20 degrees on that temperature drop. Joanne, K&M in the house. Good evening to you. Thanks. And Sheridan and BC. All right. Here's the typo that you're going to think that I made, but I didn't. Heading home. Yeah, 40 degrees. Here's the deal. Our temperatures are in the process of falling as a cold front that, by the way, was the triggering mechanism for these showers and storms, has now moved off to the south, and they're not going to rebound. So the fall of temperatures, the decline, the drop in temperatures will continue overnight. And, my forecast model here is sort of showing what I'm using anyway, is going to show that by daybreak tomorrow, by the time the sun comes up in the morning, we're going to be hanging out right at about 39, 40 degrees. And then in the afternoon, we're going to be hanging out at about 40 degrees. Okay, so obviously it's cooler air that's coming in right now. But it's going to get a little bit breezy tomorrow afternoon. Not really what I would call windy. We haven't had a Herbie Kirby day in a while, but I don't think it's Herbie Kirby worthy, although last night was. I got to tell you, I sort of missed the Herbie Kirby alert on that one. But it is going to be a northeast wind blowing overnight, and tomorrow during the day it's an east wind, but it will be a cooler wind. So you see what I got there. So no, that's not a typo. 40 going to school, 40 coming home from school. All right, there are those showers and storms. That's why you're hearing the thunder there in Three Rivers. That's why you still got it there in White Pigeon, Constantine, and Three Rivers. We're talking all along US 12. It's a US 12 roll call there, going all the way over to about Coldwater. But you can see the bulk of the thunderstorms easily is off to the south, and that's where they're going to stay, by the way. And that's where the most of the storm reports are coming from. These badges that I'm going to show you here, badges, those little circles, are there we go. I was going to say, where's the other information? Every one of those little badges, I wish I could point to it on the map like I can if I was in front of a green screen, but I can't. Hold on just a moment. Let me catch a few more names here. Teresa in Vicksburg. Angie, hello to you in Kalamazoo. Martin, what's up with you? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. No, that is not an April Fool's joke. But we got to be on guard for those tomorrow, right? Can you believe it that March is already gone? I remember thinking that, February is a short month. It won't take long. And now here we are, and it's April. So we got to be on guard for our April Fool's jokes tomorrow. That is not an April Fool's joke. All right, look, these are storm reports. Every one of those little circles that you see represent something. So, for example, the blue ones that are in West Michigan that look like a little bit of a zipper or something, those are winds. Those are wind gusts. And so, for example, you see Saugatuck was one at 5:16 in the morning. Those were overnight and very early this morning. We had some gusty winds. A wind gust there at the Saugatuck Pier at 5:16 in the morning of 49 miles per hour. Stronger in Cascade. Hello, east side of GR, with a report just shy of 2 a.m. of a 59 mile per hour gust. What? So that's what was going on overnight. Now, the other little circles that you see, where it looks like those little dots, white dots in the blue circle, that's hail. So you can see there was a lot of hail around Chicago. Now, these storm badges, as I call them, little circles, buttons, whatever you want to call them, that I've circled down there in northern Indiana, that's where the thunderstorms that happened just in the last couple of hours, Okay, that's just in the last couple of hours. Those storms that threatened to get nasty for us here in West Michigan. But I will tell you, in the end, our atmosphere here just wasn't conducive for it. Where was it more conducive for it? Obviously in northern Indiana. So just like I believe it was last Thursday, wasn't it last Thursday, I believe? We were close to severe weather, but it just didn't materialize for us, and it was just across the border. Sometimes that's what I mean whenever I say, we're trying. I mean, if the model is within 25 or 30 or 40 miles, I mean, that's really pretty accurate. However, that 40 miles could be the difference. In this case, you see those storm buttons that we have there. If you were to move those 40 miles up, we're talking about storms in Three Rivers, and we're talking about storms in White Pigeon, and maybe even as far north as Kalamazoo and Battle Creek, certainly Coldwater, and Dowagiac and Marcellus and Watervliet. But it's not. And in fact, you see some roof damage to a home in Akron, Indiana there. That's where those buttons, one of those buttons that I circled there, I think it's actually west of Fort Wayne. And that was at about 7:30 this evening, 7:24, so about 2 hours ago. So that's what we're looking at there. Frida in the house, good evening to you from Hopkins. Thanks. Always good to see you here from Hopkins. Represent. Angela, thanks for the thanks. I appreciate that. You love the storms that came and went through Muskegon, Michigan. Hello, Muskegon. Mike, happy Taco Tuesday to you too. I did not have tacos today, but thank you. John in Manistee, 53 with heavy rain and pea-sized hail. Cooling down now for sure. Nancy, I hope you have a great evening as well. Hartford, hello. Amber in Wyoming, thank you so much for the thanks. I really appreciate that very much. And Linda's here too, BC in the house. And Shennis Joe, it's so cold now. Well, you're in cold country there in Pearson up to the north. So Shennis Joe, thanks for being here. Marissa still rumbles down here in Branch County. Yeah, it's moving out though, slowly, underline slowly. Nikki and East Leroy and Mike, thanks for the share. All right. Let's move on, see what I got next. Here's our severe weather outlook. We're looking ahead now. We dealt with the storm threat from today. Like I said, the storms underperformed. Weather alert day was today, trying to say, like, if we think that there could be an issue. And like I said, if you're wondering in our decision tree, something like what I'm looking at here for Thursday is a big player. It's a big weight, if you will, carries a lot of weight, and that is the Storm Prediction Center's forecast in this case for Thursday. Not tomorrow, Wednesday, but Thursday, we're looking at a slight risk, level 2 out of 5, for severe weather. The timing looks to be, based on models, the timing looks to be Thursday evening, so late in the day Thursday. This would not be a Thursday morning or even a Thursday early to mid-afternoon. It looks like a late afternoon or more of a Thursday evening event. Again, stay with me on that. We're still 48 hours away. A main threat looks to be large hail and damaging winds. As always, we're not going to rule out an isolated tornado. And the timing of that may change. That's why I say, when I'm saying that it looks like it's a Thursday evening event, late afternoon through Thursday night, the timing could change if there's a really powerful cold front that's going to be approaching. So you know what that means? That we're going to have that warm up again. Here we go again with our up and down temperatures. Yesterday we were in the 70s. Today we were, I think, around 70. I got to check that out. Tomorrow, though, like I showed you, 40 in the morning, 40 in the afternoon. But get this, Thursday, 70s again. And then the temperatures will come down a little bit. They're not going to crash, but we do have a pretty potent cold front. So that's what we're looking at for Thursday. So put a bug in your ear, or I'll put a bug in your ear, however that works for that. All right, look at our temperature exchange here, our temperature difference here. Notice as well, K&M got 5 miles in today. Props. Good for you. And you should give yourself a pat on the back for that. Awesome. Thank you so much, Sandy and Bronson. I appreciate that. That means a lot to my heart. Thank you. Thank you very much, Brenda. I appreciate it. And I hope you have a good evening too. Joanne, same to you. Rhonda. Oh, yeah, when the rain's sort of coming down and there's nothing to it, then yeah, for sure. We're going to be above 30 to 40. That's your temps for tomorrow. Yeah, well, you can see you're already down around 40 degrees, maybe even upper 30s there, Shincho. So here's what we're looking at. Now, you see those temperatures that are so cold along the lakeshore, upper 30s, low 40s. That's influenced in part by Lake Michigan, which is still, of course, pretty cold. But notice the temperature difference. Let's say from GR to cold water, 46 to 57. So we got that colder air that's moving in. I think I left my wind. Yeah, I did. I left the wind map in there. That's good. Hey, if you would have backed this up 2 or 3 hours, especially, let's say, that line that you see from South Haven, Kalamazoo to Battle Creek South, the winds were all southwesterly. Okay, that was bringing in some warmer air. Well, Grand Rapids and Muskegon and Fremont, it was already coming in out of the north. And where we had the clash of the air masses, that's where we had the thunderstorms. Well, that clash is going away. Notice, even in Sturgis and Coldwater, Dowagiac, Three Rivers, we're looking at those winds now coming in out of the north. Again, evidence that the wind has shifted, the colder air is moving in, and that's why those temperatures are going to drop. So when you see that 48, that's an estimate of where we're probably going to be hanging out there around noon. Not noon, midnight, 2.5 hours. And then temps are going to be falling from there. So as I said, tomorrow's going to be one of those days where the high temperature of the day actually was around midnight or 1 a.m. And then we're going to be sort of stuck at about 40 all during the day tomorrow. Not going to be too windy. It will be breezy in the afternoon, but I will say this. If you got 40 and you got a wind blowing at about 15, maybe occasionally 20, it's probably going to feel like the mid-30s or something. So it's a coat day tomorrow. It's a jacket or a coat day tomorrow. The rain chance is not very impressive. I got it at 40%. It's not very impressive. I think the Weather Service is going with 30. I didn't bring that sheet with me. I don't think we're going to see much rain tomorrow outside of maybe a few morning sprinkles, but it will be, I think, a little bit gloomy. It's going to be a little bit breezy. It's going to be chilly. This is not a Chamber of Commerce day. Thursday, we warm up rapidly. I think we're going to continue to see cloudy skies. Rain is going to be moving in by Thursday morning. And in Thursday afternoon, we're going to have thunderstorms, and some of those storms later in the day could be strong to severe. Now, here's a bit of a change. I think Friday is going to be a decent day. I got partly sunny right there, and the model I'm looking at is definitely pointing in that direction, and it will be mild. Stay with me on that. There could be a morning shower, but I will say this. If you can cut out of work early on Friday for a bit of a golf game or something, or maybe go and ride your motorcycle or something like that, not a bad chance, not a bad day to do that. Storms come back in here on Saturday with another strong front, and I will say this. I would not be surprised if sometime tomorrow or Thursday, we pop up another what they call convective outlook for Saturday, where the Storm Prediction Center might be eyeing our area for another risk zone for Saturday. No rest for the weary. It will be warmer on Saturday, and then a big cold front coming through, pretty potent cold front. I mean, we're talking about dropping the temperatures at the 850 millibar level, which is about 4,000 or 5,000 feet above the planet. I get it, or above the surface. Dropping the temperatures by about 20 degrees Celsius. So that's a pretty hefty hike, right? That's a pretty hefty hike. So it is going to be getting much colder for Sunday. In fact, I've moved those temperatures down. I believe yesterday we were looking at upper 40s to around 50 for a high. Now I think we're like 43. It does look like Sunday there could be a few sprinkles. I will say this. There's a suggestion on one of the forecast models I'm looking at here of maybe a few flurries. What? I'm not going to put that on Easter, not unless I have more proof of it. But it will be cold on Easter Sunday. I will tell you that. It's going to be cold on Easter Sunday. So that egg hunt comes with a coat. And then Monday and Tuesday will moderate a little bit next week. And I will say this, you know what I feel about days 8, 9, 10. Don't bet on them. But right now it does look like we'll moderate a little bit more. In weather terms, that means that we'll get a little closer to average or warmer. And you see that reflected next Monday, Tuesday, and maybe Wednesday as well. So sick of the up and down. I got you this, Shannon Joe. Either stay warm or stay cold. Well, when we stay cold, it's winter. And when we stay warm, it's summer. So we're in the middle of that right now, right? We're in the middle of that. Deb, I'm always thankful that we don't get bad storms. Jay, the large hail. I will say that because it has to do with the storm dynamics and the kind of storm that we're looking at, okay? If we've got what are called elevated thunderstorms, if we've got a lot of instability or lift and explosiveness in the atmosphere aloft, and on top of that, we have a colder layer of air that is a little bit lower, which typically this time of year, right? It's hanging out still here. If this is mid-July, it takes a lot more lift typically to get up to that freezing level to develop some hail. Not so much in March and April. So that's one reason why we've been looking at a lot of those hail threat storms. Jay, it's a great question. Kayla, hello to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh no, your little man actually got a little sunburn yesterday on his birthday. Happy birthday. And you know what I'm going to say? I'm a big proponent of that sunscreen because, whenever I was a little guy out there, I grew up in Florida. I was out there getting burned all the time. And, I sort of got burned by that in a different way about a year ago. But by the way, that's all good. We're all friends here on Facebook Live. So what was it today? This morning, I had another CT scan. So hopefully everything's going to work out well with that. I'll find out soon. Everything seems to be all right. Vern, hello to you in Burlington. Thank you for checking in. Todd, Friday night bonfire. Yes. Hey, excellent choice. As long as the rain holds off, which it probably will, but I would say earlier in the evening on that bonfire. But we'll have more on that as we get closer to the end of the week. Good call, though, Todd. Mike, thanks for the thanks. I appreciate that. Crystal, yo to you too. Thanks. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Frozen Easter eggs. I don't know if they're going to be frozen, but they're going to be awfully cold. Connie, thank you. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Ron, icy eggs on Sunday. Yes, icy eggs on Sunday. Matt, cheers and beers. Always good to see you from BC. Thanks very much. And thank you, Shinnis Joe. Appreciate that. Rocky's in the house. Always good to see you, Rocky. Thank you so much. And I appreciate that, Karen. That really means a lot. All right, everybody, I got to skate because I get on here late. One day I'm going to cure that and actually get on here earlier like I should. And Teresa, thank you. Appreciate that. And Renee, excellent. Means a lot. You know that. You know that it means a lot. So got 9:45 on the clock. 9:45 on the clock. Lily, thank you. I'll be live in 15 minutes on ARC West Michigan, live on the mothership, and an hour 15 on News Channel 3. So catch me in one of those spots. Who's here tomorrow? Oh, Jeff. Hello. Jeff is here in the morning. And so catch him at 4:30 to 9 with live weather updates. He'll be tracking those chilly temperatures. He'll have the latest updates, which I'm going to try to give to you too later tonight and even overnight. We'll say this, the SPC updates its convective outlook at about 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll be up. I'm a night owl, and I have the second shift anyway. So I'll try to keep you up to speed on that. But for now, it does look like Thursday we have a decent chance for seeing some more strong storms. We've got it. We're on it. And we'll all watch it together, and we'll all make sure that we stay safe together. In the meantime, I'm on at 10, on at 11. Don't forget WWMT's Keith Thompson. Also, at Weatherman Keith, at sign Weatherman Keith, all lowercase, all one word. That's on X, on YouTube, on Threads, and on, what did I miss? Instagram. Too many of those things. Yvette, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Joanne, hope you have a good night as well. Teresa, thank you. And Leslie, thanks for the good wishes. Have a good night, everybody. If I don't see you tonight on the tube, I'll catch up with you again tomorrow. I'm on at 5:30, and 6, and we'll do another Facebook Live at 9-ish o'clock. Good night, everybody.